Okay, so what is good? This is going to be a little bit different than a lot of my other videos. This is going to be how to gear your enhance for like heroics. One thing about enhance, spell enhance specifically, is compared to other DPS classes, you can kind of use just about everything. You can use like cloth, leather, mail. You can use caster gear. You can use hunter gear. You can use rogue gear. There's all sorts of different stuff that you can do. But specifically with spell enhance, it's super fun because the heroics are going to be really easy. And like I said, you can just use all of these like 10 gold BOEs to gear out your character. So as you can see, I have, this is like terrible gear. None of this is, aside from this, I bought this, ignore that. Pretend I have these still. But yeah, this is just like quest shit. You know, it's all good for enhance, but it's not good enough. Like I can't queue for a heroic, and it's clearly not. It'll probably do like 1k DPS. So, first things first, you have to kind of know your spell or your stat priority for an enhance. You should be going for spell hit cap. That means that you're gonna need, it's like 360, 370 hit rating, something like that. That's gonna be your biggest damage increase. And specifically for heroics, you're gonna make sure that don't use this spec. You're gonna want to go into any kind of mana reduction talents. So you're gonna want to go into like this. You're gonna want 2 points here, and yeah, make sure you have clear casting. For your glyphs, you're gonna want Fire Nova. So you're gonna want this glyph, and then you're gonna want Flame Tongue, and then you're gonna want, what's the last one? Storm Strike, right? Yeah. So then you go ahead and you would put Flame Tongue on both weapons. Yeah. So let's get back to the gear part. So for your helmet, again, you can use anything. You can use any of these. I'll give you the super budget one, and then I'll give you what I would use and what I'm gonna buy. So this helmet is 10 gold. This helmet is not bad. Like it's you know, it's not great obviously, but for the price, it's not bad. You know, the intellect is going to give you attack power, and then the spell power is essentially attack power in this case. It's kind of a 1-for-1 ratio, especially when you're doing heroics and like every pull is AoE. That's when your spell power is going to scale the most. But this one would actually be better, but I wouldn't buy this one. If you're going to buy a decent helmet, I would buy this tailoring one, which is Hat of Wintry Doom, and I'm going to buy that. So it's a little bit more. Yeah. Now for shoulders, again, you can buy this. This isn't terrible, even for enhance. I promise you, it's not that terrible. And it's super freaking cheap. But yeah, this is basically what I do. Whenever I get a new character or a new alt or whatever, and I'm about to do a heroic, I look for super cheap stuff. But what I'm gonna buy is this. This is Dark Runic Mantle. This is also pretty good. Your main stats are gonna be haste, attack power, and then like ideally you get some kind of hunter piece, so it has like agi and int as the top 2 stats, and then you also get haste and attack power on there somewhere. That's your best stats. Or hit rating if you're not hit capped. But I'm gonna go ahead and buy this. Let's see, chest. Okay, here we go. So this thing, yeah, this is like perfect stats. If you're already hit capped, that is. And as far as the gymming, you can just put in 2 12 hit rating gems. Those are going to be like 10 gold, or not even 10 gold. They're going to be like 2 gold each. It's really nice. But yeah, I'm going to buy this. Then for the belt, there's another super cheap one. This is usually not 300 gold. This is usually like 20. So I'm actually kind of surprised. I'll probably end up buying that anyway, but yeah. I mean, is this better? No. This is decent too. It has hit rating on it. I don't need perfect stats though. I think I just go with the male one. I have a lot of freaking gold, so I can kind of just get away with buying whatever anyway. So yeah, let's pick up that belt. Now let's look at legs. These are really good. I might end up buying these. They have a lot of hit rating. I know they're rogue gear, but yeah. And there's also, I swear there's, I'm thinking of boots, never mind. Let's look at cloth. I don't think there's any cloth legs. Oh, there are. So I could even use this. Do I like that better than the leather one? Probably not. Yeah. At early gear stages, haste is a lot less prio. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these up. And I know that this is not the most ideal amount of money that you want to spend. But, yeah. Let's look at our boots. Okay, so these are pretty decent. 187 item level, only 15 gold. We can go ahead and buy that. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I'm not missing something else. Let's see. Any other boots? I don't think there are. Yeah, they're not. So we'll go ahead and buy the 187 ones. And then let's get wrist. So again, I have these. These wrists are really good, but obviously they're super expensive. I think it's leather bracers. So your pre-raid bis is actually going to be, I can show you. It might not even be on the auction house right now. They are these ones. These ones are actually really decent. They're actually your pre-raid bis. Eagle. They are on the auction house. So if you can get these, should be a lot cheaper, especially at the beginning of the server. 40 dragon scales. Let's see. Yeah, so this should literally cost you 80 gold. Something like that. So yeah, I already, like I said, I already have the Valor one. Yeah, so this would literally cost you like, was that 100 gold or something like that, tops? But they're really, really good. Like if you look at the stats, they're like lower in stamina, but they're higher in everything that's going to give you damage. 41 agi, 47 int, those are both going to give you attack power. And then obviously a huge amount of hit rating for a 187 bracer. So yeah, let's keep going. So we were on wrists, now we're on gloves. That's the last piece. Definitely check if these gloves are really cheap. I've seen these go for like 500 gold. These, like their stat is so high. They're obviously not enhanced gloves, but they're really not bad. Like you could easily use these and get away with it. And if it's cheap, I mean, why not? And they do drop from naxx trash. So let's look at it. Now, here is the really cheap option, are these gloves right here. Again, it's got really good stats on it. It's not, these aren't perfect items, but they're super cheap, and you can basically gear yourself out for practically nothing. Oops. You can gear yourself out for like 1,000 gold. if that. And it's what I do every single time I get a fresh character. Where's my... I wouldn't buy that. That's usually really... This cloak is good, but it's really expensive. And I think even Death Chill might be better. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I think most Spell Enhance go Death Chill, but I'm not sure that I would. I don't think I would. Anyway, let's find an actual cloak. This one's not. Anyway, let's look for a necklace. If you can afford it, this necklace is super good. Your pre-raid best is actually going to be the Mally neck, but it's going to be the caster Mally neck. It's not the armor penetration one. I can show it to you. So you do not use this one. This one is your bis, and this is the exact same stats basically. So I am rich, but I don't want to spend that much. This one's not bad. A little expensive. Yeah, that's like barely better than mine. And then, oh, I could pick that one up. This one's not bad either. 69 gold. It's nothing. Do that. This is a ring that you don't really want to pass up. This ring is very, very good for how cheap it is. And then I personally, depending on how much you care about your heroic damage, which you shouldn't at all, you can pick up one of these rings. They might be a little cheaper. They should be a little cheaper than what they are on the auction house now. I usually just pick up something like this though. These rings they're nothing, you know what I mean? So may as well. For trinkets, you're kind of shit out of luck on trinkets, unfortunately. For the trinket department, you're gonna want to just get some kind of quest green trinket. Like they're, especially in Ice Crown Citadel, or not Ice Crown. Yeah, in Ice Crown, not Ice Crown Citadel. In Ice Crown, there's 2 quests at the beginning of the Argent Crusade thing, and it'll give you 2 trinkets within like the first 10 quests. So you can go do that. And then as far as your totem here, this is one of the first items that that you should be buying with badges. The 15 badge one actually sucks ass, but just to get your item level up, if you're still not able to queue for heroics with all the gear that you just bought, you're gonna want to go pick up you're gonna want to either go pick up a quest green totem or just use your first 2 15 heroism emblems on that. Now, last item slot is gonna be, I'm gonna get this made, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this in the offhand. So this is 20 gold. It's got decent stats on it. Your offhand doesn't matter as much. Ideally you want 2 slow items, but again, if you're doing heroics, like your melee damage just doesn't matter that much. You should be focusing on your spell power, just because every pull is an AoE pull basically. We're looking for a spell power main hand. If I were you, I would go ahead and buy, you can buy one of these green dagger. But yeah, you can buy one of these greens. So again, the intellect's going to give you attack power, but then it's got, you know, a decent amount of spell power on it. It's not a massive amount, but it's, you know, better than nothing, and super cheap. Okay, so as you can see, for my gear, I'm still pretty far behind on like spell hit cap or whatever, but one thing about heroics is that you also don't need spell hit cap. Like the mobs are usually around your same level, so you're not going to miss nearly as often as you would if it were a raid boss. But this is all the gear that I ended up getting. Again, this is all really cheap stuff. You can again, you don't need this cloak. You can use the one that I picked up earlier. And again, these bracers, I already told you about the pre-raid this one. The weapon, you can honestly just get one of the green ones that I mentioned before. Have this in your offhand. These are super cheap. Yeah. So again, this gear this gear could honestly go into naxx 25 unbuffed and still perform pretty well. You would have to get like hit rating food and maybe hit rating flask just to get a little closer to that, 300 hit rating that you need. I know there's a trinket from a quest that gives you that gives you hit rating, so maybe go pick that up. But yeah, as you can see, I can queue for heroic. Didn't cost me shit. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, this isn't supposed to be pre-raid bis or anything like that, but it's just kind of how I gear new characters and how I would gear a new spell enhance. I'm gonna have a lot more spell enhance stuff on the channel, so if you guys like watching me pump on classes that are different from warlock, stay tuned. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.